respect to the update transformation.
Okay.
When you change the one moment, just pull up that.
Do you want me to show you that? Update
Yeah,
transformation?
like is it mandatory that we have to change the primary key?
No, having the primary key is mandatory, but changing primary key I didn't get you. See, you should have primary key on the target instance to use update strategy transformation or to update the records through Informatica.
So the primary key should be there on any of the column or like?
Any of the column is fine. Any of the column which can be set as a unique. See, it's something like this. See, we had primary key on EMP number, which is unique, right? So
Okay.
if we have primary key on something like job, so there might be a number of managers, there might be a number of salesmen. So when you try to update anything, so what happens?
Yeah.
So it writes this job in where class. So it gives some details, right? So
Right.
every time when an update query is ran, it will update all the records which belongs to salesman. So every time. So ultimately the last option, last record which came as salesman will be applied for all the records. But if it is employee number, it will be correct, right?
Yeah.
So it will update only that particular record.
Okay. Can you quickly show which port we are supposed to go just to check whether the table has a primary key or not? I was looking for the port. Where do I check?
Okay. Just give me a moment. I'll just share you the screens. So any other questions other than this? So did everybody practice on update strategy?
Well, I did not have the time to practice yet,
Okay.
but I'll do that maybe sometime today.
Okay. So Akila, how about you? Did you get the installations done?
Hello?
You say you have to click on versioning
Yeah.
and you will be able to figure it out.
Did
Yeah,
you get
hello?
the installations done?
Oh no, not on my personal system, but I have it on my office laptop.
Yeah. I know you are working on your office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done it on my personal system. Probably today or tomorrow I have to do it. I haven't got a chance. This week I was kind of busy.
Okay. So I'm just sharing my screen. So Akila, you had a question, right? Where should we have the primary key on the table? So see, on the target instance, if you go edit the target instance, go to columns. So here there is something called key type. So you can select the key from the options available, right? So you can select the primary key here. So if you select the primary key, then it will consider that particular column in the where class. So, and also one more update, please understand, see, this column is completely used only for putting it in the where class, right? So just practice today if you get some time, just practice on update strategy transformation. If you practice, I'll give you some more information on update strategy transformation in the next class.
Okay.
Right. So today we are going to discuss about lookup transformation, which is a very important transformation. Lookup transformation is an connected, unconnected, active, passive transformation. Lookup transformation is an connected, unconnected, active, passive transformation. Till 8 versions, till 8.6 version of Informatica, lookup transformation was an passive transformation. From 9 version of Informatica, it became an active transformation. Yes, it became an active transformation. And from the beginning, it can be used as active and passive. Connected and unconnected transformation. So let us see now how we can use the lookup transformation. Lookup transformation can be used to look up the data. So it's basically used to look up the data. So you want to look for some value based on a condition. So you can use this lookup transformation. So you have this lookup option in Excel also, I guess. So in that Excel also, we will look up for values in Excel. So same way here also in Informatica also, lookup transformation, using lookup transformation based on a condition, we are going to look for some value and bring that value as well, right? So let us see it practically. So I am going to use I am going to take employee table into the mapping, and I am going to look into department table for department name and location. So it looks similar. It looks kind of joiner, but it's not actually kind of joiner, right? So based on department number, I am going to look on department table and bring department name and location. Alright. So let me take lookup transformation. So this is lookup transformation. I am pulling it to the mapping. So when I try to pull it to the mapping, it's asking me to select the lookup definition. Right. So source, target, source qualifier, and there is something called import, right? So try to understand, when we import the value from the source, it doesn't mean that we are looking upon source, or when we import it from target, it doesn't mean that we are looking upon target. See, all we are going to do is we are going to just take the definition which is available in that folder. It's not that we are looking upon target, source, or anything. So we can directly import it as well, like how we did for our source and target definition. We can go to the database and import it as well. Let me just show you. See, I can import it like this directly. Say, and I say okay, it will be imported like this. Alright, I'm just deleting it now. So we can use the existing definitions which are already imported. So it shows all the folders which are available here. So I will just take the department table from target folder. Yeah, so I'll take it from target folder and say okay. Oh, looks like I have selected the wrong one. I'll just select DEPT table and say OK. So it has bought the structure of DEPT table. So all we are going to do is just bring the existing structure from any of the folders which is available or just import it. Alright. And now, so as discussed, based on a value, we are going to refer a value, right? So I am going to use department number. So based on department number, I am going to bring D name and location, department name and location. So I am sending department number into the lookup table. Then I am going to see, edit the transformation, go to condition, create a condition where department number coming from the lookup table is equal to department number coming from the source. So department number coming from the source and department number coming from the lookup table. So if both are equal, then we can pull the values from the other values from the lookup table. And remember, when we use joiner, all we can use is equal to. Condition can be only equal to. Here we can use equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and also not equal to. So we can use any of those options in lookup transformation, right? So now both ports. In lookup transformation, we have input, output, lookup, and return port. So input port means it's getting an input. Output port means it can give an output. Lookup port means this is the port which is looked up. So see here, all these three ports which are coming from the lookup transformation has lookup port. So this port which is coming into lookup transformation has input and output. So this is having lookup and output, right? So return port we'll see. We'll see what is lookup port in this class, right? So I'm saying OK now, and I'm going to bring the target. So I'm going to take all the values from the source directly to the target, and the D name, the department name and location to the target. So I am sending the value department number into the lookup transformation, and there I am matching whether this value is available for any of the column. If yes, this value is available, bring the other values of that record, right? So I am bringing D name and location from the lookup transformation. So I have saved the mapping. Now, before going further, what I'll do is, I have an PPT. We'll see how lookup transformation will internally work before going further, right? Just give me a moment. So So let's try to see how this lookup transformation is internally going to work. Right? So when the transformation starts, lookup transformation first will retrieve the data from the lookup table. So it's now reading the data from the lookup table and create a cache for the data in the lookup table. Then it will allow the record from source to lookup transformation. So now our condition is department number is equal to department number, right? So the connection that we give will send the department number into the lookup table, and we are bringing dname and location into the target, right? So now first record comes and will verify the data with the lookup cache. Yes, the match is found. Then it's going to load the record into the lookup table, and it will take the values, associate values from the lookup cache to the target. So same way it's going to do for all the records. Right, so it's going to verify with 20 and it's a match, and now it's going to take the values of that record. See, every record will go to lookup cache and will verify the value and then going to get the appropriate values. So now here 40, right? So 40, it doesn't have match. So in this case what happens, so it's a passive transformation now, and it's going to give the null values. It's going to give the null values to the lookup transformation. See? When it is 40, it's going to give null values from the lookup transformation. So this way lookup transformation will become a passive transformation. So each and every record passed into the lookup transformation, it will give an output. So n number of records into the lookup transformation gives n number of output, particularly when it is a passive transformation. So now in this case lookup transformation is acting as passive and connected transformation. Now let's try to create a session for this.
I have a question, Choker.
Yes, Kevin.
Okay, so you put the constraint on your PowerPoint had department number 10, 20, and 30, and 40 was rejected. How did you put that constraint? Because it was department number is equal to department number from source to the lookup table.
Correct.
So how did you put that constraint?
Okay, let me just open that. Which constraint? This one is it?
Yeah, the 40. Says department number equals to department number. How did you put it in a designer? How do you put the constraint that 40 should be rejected in the lookup table?
Okay. Yeah. See here, condition. The condition is given as department number equal to department number. The department number coming from the lookup transformation, if it is equal to department number coming from the source, this department number is going to lookup transformation. So we are sending the department value to lookup transformation, and we have set a condition saying the value coming from the source, department value coming from the source is equal to department number value in the lookup cache, then it's a match.
Okay, so in the look,
and if it is a match, yes, please go ahead. Joe.
So in the lookup table, we already have 10, 20, and 30 in the lookup table.
Okay.
Because how was
this
it?
This is a lookup table, right?
Yeah, how was it able to say that 40 should be rejected in the
So,
table? Because it's department number equals department number, right?
correct. So in this case, see the source data here. Let me just run this again and show you. See here. So this lookup cache is reading the data from the database. Let me just name it.
Okay, okay. Okay, all right.
Okay.
I got it. I didn't know it was reading
So
from
in
somewhere.
this case, correct. So in this case, it's actually reading the data from the database and creating the cache.
Okay,
And it had only 20, 10, 20 and 30 records in it.
okay, all right.
So this way it matches, and when there is no match, it gives a null value.
These values are coming from department table, right?
Correct. So it's reading the data from the department table available in the database.
Okay, okay. That makes sense.
One question, Rav.
Please.
When you said match with department from the source table, it
Correct.
automatically bought the department table, right? When you
Yes,
said
because
look up
see,
for
source
department
table,
number,
here our source is employee table, right?
yeah.
And we are looking upon department table.
Correct. My question is, what if the department number column is available in the multiple tables?
So you are saying what if the department number column is available in the multiple tables?
Yeah. Because
See,
department number is
you-
matching with the department table, right? That's
See.
why it automatically fetch it from the department table.
See, generally, why do we try to look up to get some values, right? So
Right.
you are saying if department number is in multiple tables, let it be. We look up from a table where we get the related values. Let us
So-
say I have department number table, department table 1, 2, 3. So I look up on a table which has related values for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm going to look up for a table where I have my values in it. So did I answer your question, Chandrika? Do you have any confusion on it?
Yeah, like we definitely look for the values which we wanted, but when you dragged in the lookup transformation, when you asked to match the department number, I thought it automatically pulled the department table, correct?
No, it didn't pull the department table automatically.
Okay.
See, when I tried to create a lookup transformation, it has asked me on which table you want to look up.
Yeah.
So I have selected department table. I can select any of the tables to look up. See, this is EMP. Right? Clear?
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it brought only the structure and not the data, so that makes sense now. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just only the structure.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just as like another transformation, we are going to create a session for it. So for source, I am saying read it from source schema employee table, and for target I am telling load it to target schema emp underscore dept table, and also I will say truncate table option so that I will make sure the data will be truncated and reloaded. And see, for the lookup table also, I need to give the database connection and I need to give the table name and schema name information because it's reading the data from the database, right? As like our source and target, it also needs the connection. So I'll go to lookup transformation. I'll give the connection here. So it's db underscore connect and table name is dept. See, I'll just write the schema name as well. So source dot dept. So which means read the data from source schema dept table, and the connection you have to use is db underscore connect to connect to the database. So understand now all the, see, source is reading from the source table, lookup table is reading from the lookup table, and target is loading to the EMP underscore DEPT target, right? So let me just save it. So I'm going to execute it now. This lookup is very important, please try to understand. So you may use it many times. So most of the complex logics will be solved by lookup calculation. So see the output here. So you have 14 records, and all the 14 records has got the match with the lookup table and got the consecutive values, right? So this way, using lookup transformation, it will bring the
Is it also can be like a intersection of the two tables?
no. It's actually kind of joined, but it actually works like a correlated subquery, right?
Yeah,
So
because
I just do some changes.
because it doesn't
Yes.
because it doesn't apply to all the columns within the other source table. So it's more like a subquery.
Correct. So let me just do small change to the source data. I'll say update source.emp set DEPT number is equal to 17, where the number is equal to 7369. So just to see the negative condition. So in this case, the output it shows all are matching and everything has a value. Let us see if something doesn't match, how does it behaves. So I have updated one record saying source value is 70. The department number is 70. Let us see how does it work. So see here, department number 70. It doesn't have the D name and location because it doesn't find a match. So in this case, lookup has given null values for both D name and location. Right? This way, lookup transformation works. Connected, okay? Connected and passive lookup transformation. Right?
Right.
So, is it clear till now?
So,
Any questions?
yeah,
till
so
now?
is it passive all the time when it is connected?
No.
Okay. And it can be active too when it is connected.
Correct.
How do we control that to be
Yeah,
active or passive? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just tell you. But till now it's clear, right?
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Chandrika?
Yeah, why didn't it get the 40? Like, why did it bring 70?
See, because we are referring lookup table, but we are not reading all the values from lookup table. Right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I have a product by name soap. I want to bring the product ID for soap, which is in a separate table by name product ID. So what do? So I'll refer products ID table and I'll send these records soap to the products ID table, get the product ID. But not all the records from the products ID table, right?
Okay.
So it's only the records coming from the source. We refer the value. If there is a match, bring the value. If there is no match, it provides a null value to that.
Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and see more options from lookup transformation. So in this case, in the source, in the lookup source, so DPT table is the lookup source, right? So in this case, lookup source, I have 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. 5 records are there. Let us assume if I have duplicates. So if I have duplicates, if I have 2 or 3 records for department number type, which one will be required? Right? So in that case, see, lookup transformation, we go to properties,
What's that?
there is something called lookup policy on multiple match. So if there is a multiple match from the lookup table, which one should I take it? So it can take first value. So if there are 3 values, it can take the first value, or it can take the last value, or it can say error, or it can use any of the values. So by default is use any values. So if you have 3 values, use any of the values randomly. So if you have 3 records, take any record. So if you specify take first record, it's going to consider first record. If you specify last record, it's going to consider last record. So in this case, let's assume I may have duplicates. I may have duplicates on my reference table, but I have a date field on my reference table which is telling which one is the latest record. So let us say I have product ID table. So on my product ID table, I have 3 records for product mouse. Computer peripheral, mouse. I have 3 records on my product ID table. So on the 3 records, I have a date, which is saying on first record the date is saying it's 12th March 2012, and next record says it's 12th March 2013, and next record says 12th March 2014. So now in my mapping, I want to verify the latest value, latest product ID. So what can I do? So before reading the data, I will sort the data on the date field and make sure I will bring 12th March 2014 as a first record in the lookup cache and specify use first value, so that latest information will be specified always. Latest information will be pulled always. Right? So this way I can use these options, use first, last, or any value on multiple matches. But even though there are multiple matches, the lookup is acting as a passive transformation. It considers only one value. So that one value can be specified, whether it can be a first, or can be a last, or can be anything. Right? So this is the option available in lookup transformation. So in the previous example, we have seen how the connected lookup works. Now let us see how can we use the unconnected lookup transformation. Right? So before that, let me just show you something. See, lookup transformation has written a query to the database to read the data, and also you can see something at the end, order by DEPT number. It has made sure that it orders the data based on the condition column. So department number is in condition, right? So it makes sure before reading the data, do an order by, then put the data onto the cache. so that all the records are in order. So now let's see how can we use the lookup transformation as an unconnected. I am removing the connections. So to use any unconnected transformation, generally, to use any unconnected transformation, we have to use a transformation, use other transformation which is having expression editor. So to use any unconnected transformation, any transformation as an unconnected transformation, additionally we have to use a transformation which is having expression editor here. Please tell me how many transformations till now we have seen with expression editor. Anyone from you? Tell me any transformation that is having expression editor.
Expression transformation.
Correct. So expression
Um,
transformation has expression editor, and aggregated transformation has expression editor.
yeah.
Rank transformation has expression editor.
Yes.
Right? So we'll use expression transformation here. Right. So I am bringing all the columns into the expression transformation, and one more information for you. So when we use the lookup transformation as a connected transformation, we were able to take both the information, which is DNAME and location. So we are able to take two fields. So when we use any transformation, when we use a lookup transformation as a connected transformation, we can take n number of ports from the lookup transformation. But when we use the lookup transformation as an unconnected transformation, we will be able to take only one particular port from the lookup transformation. So we can look up only one column value, not multiple column values. Why? Because see, we have seen this return port here, right? This return port is the one which is going to return back. So we can select only one column at a time. See, we can select only one column at a time. So only one column can be looked up when we use lookup transformation as an unconnected transformation. So let me just, so I have selected DNAME as a return port. Now create a column in the expression transformation. I'll say DNAME and string, I'll say 14 is the precision. Remove the input port, go to the expression editor and write an expression here. See, in functions, if you just come down, there is something called lookups. So particularly in the mapping, when you have an unconnected lookup transformation, this particular folder will be visible for you. So if you just explore this, see lookup transformation. So this transformation is available here. So for better understanding, let me just rename it. I'll say LKP unconnected. So just renaming it for better understanding. So in expression editor, I'm going to functions and lookups. So I have my lookup unconnected transformation available. So just take it into the expression. So we are sending department number as an input, right? So just select department number. So what happens? Lookup transformation is going to send the department number into this port, into lookup transformation, and take the return port, which is department name, into this particular column. So it sends department number for the matching, and it also takes the department name from the lookup transformation. So this column will send the value and also receive the value. And now I am going to connect the columns to the target. So this way we can use the transformation unconnected. Let me just refresh it, save. So I'm just going to run because I didn't do any changes. All I did is just remove the connections and add one transformation. So I just ran it. So see now, it has only value for dname, not the location, because it cannot receive the location. Only one column can be taken. Right? So this is unconnected transformation, whereas without connecting we can read the values, send the value and read the value. Right? This is unconnected lookup transformation, but if we connect it, we have possibility of taking more than one column. Right? But why we need this unconnected lookup transformation? What is the difference and what is the importance of having this unconnected transformation? Right? So if you use unconnected transformation, you can call this transformation n number of times in the mapping. So anytime, if you want to call the mapping the same condition, you can use it. You can directly use an expression transformation and call it n number of times. But when you connect it, it can be called only one time at the particular point itself. You cannot call it again in the mapping. Right? Unconnected, you can call it n number of times. And also, in this case,
I didn't get that. I mean, how can we call it a number of times?
I can have one more expression here and I'll call it again.
Okay.
So
But
this
can
is
you
one
have a
time,
different receiver there?
right? Different?
Receiving port there?
No.
Okay.
Only the port, only dname port can be received because it's selected as, only dname is selected as a return port here. So whatever port you select as return will be returned here.
Okay.
But you can call it n number of times. So there are some instances where you have to use the lookup transformation with the same condition more than one time. So in that case, so you can use this unconnected lookup transformation and call it n number of times. Right? So this is one use. And the other use is when you connect the transformation, each and every record will go to lookup transformation and try to get the match. When you try to use a connection, use a lookup transformation as connected. But when you try to use a lookup transformation as unconnected, you have a facility where you can simply write a if condition saying where d between number equal to 10. Then only look up and get the value.
Can I finish
If it is
first?
not equal to 10, simply write something. So whatever. So see, why do you look up?
Okay, so
I'm getting the data from the source, and half of the records I already have a product
yeah, I
data,
think this is the last one he's done.
and half of the records doesn't have a product data. So in this case, what is the reason I need to look into the lookup table for all the records? I already have a product ID and some of the records. I can only look for the records which doesn't have a product ID into the lookup table. So in this case, so this kind of condition I can simply write, and I can look for only the record which doesn't have product ID. So conditional based lookup can be done when it is an unconnected lookup transformation. Right? So this way, only for department number 10 it looked up. Remaining, it has written the hard-coded value which I have set there. So this is the major difference between connected and unconnected lookup transformation. But only limitation is we can read only one port using unconnected transformation. But if you practice and come back, I'll tell you how can we read multiple columns using unconnected transformation. There is a way to read it. If you just practice the session and come back, I'll tell you how to read multiple ports also using an unconnected transformation. Alright? So now, we have seen passive lookup transformation, which is used as connected and unconnected transformation, right? So now let us see how lookup transformation becomes an active transformation. So I'm just removing this transformation from here. I'm selecting the lookup transformation again, and I'm selecting the department table. See here, return all values on multiple match. See here, return all values on multiple match. So in the previous case, we had an option to select first or last or any value, but in this case, it's saying return all values, which means if we have 3 records, 1 record from the source, we'll have 3 matches and we'll return 3 values, which means it is an active transformation, right? It is an active transformation. So if you just select this option, it becomes an active transformation. See, I am sending the value to the department number table. I have just selected it. See, let me try to connect it like this. So let me give the condition first. So I have given the condition. Let's go to properties. See this? Use all values. So I don't have any option now to select. So it's going to use all the values. So let me try to send the data to target, and these values from lookup to target. See what it is saying? Concatenation disallowed on transformation, EMP underscore DPT active transformations. So I cannot directly concatenate 2 active transformations. So it's not allowing me to concatenate. Why? Because 2 transformations cannot be concatenated. So let me just give an example about this. See, let us put this aside as of now. So I have an expression transformation, right? So I'll take a filter transformation and I'll send 3 values into filter transformation. And then let me take an expression transformation which is passive again. So this is active, this is passive, right? In this case, let me just copy the value still here, the expression. It's copied, right? So from here, let me try to copy the value still here. See, it's not creating the connections, because let us assume this case expression transformation will get 10 records into it. All the 10 records will be sent to the filter transformation, and all the 10 records will be sent to expression transformation. So this expression transformation as well. But filter transformation, there is no guarantee that it will give 10 records. It may give 1 record. So in that case, this concatenation cannot be possible, right? This is giving 10 records and this is giving 1 record. So it cannot be directly concatenated. You should be using a joiner to concatenate it. So you cannot directly concatenate it when you have a situation like this. You understood the reason, right? 10 records, when you give the expression, there is a guarantee that it gives 10 records. But when you give it to filter transformation, there is no guarantee that it gives 10 records. So that is why this kind of concatenation is not allowed. So let us see a different example now. For the better understanding, let us see a different example. So I have dragged all the columns to filter transformation. Now I am taking the expression transformation. So these columns I am sending to expression, and again few columns I am sending to one more expression. So now, any one of you, please tell me, can I concatenate these columns directly like this to another expression? So any one of you, please tell me whether can this be possible?
Yes.
Yes. So yes, this is possible because correct. Yes, this is possible because so the expression transformation gives let's say 5 records. So all 5 will pass through this, and pass through this, right? So this since both are expressions are I can do this way also. See, I can do this way also,
Yeah.
right? Because there is a guarantee after filter, the number is not changed, right? So that is the that is why when you are using the lookup as a active transformation, it's not accepting the connections. So when you use a lookup transformation, you drag all the columns from the source lookup transformation like this, right? So like this, and then you can directly correct it from the active transformation like this. So the clear. So like this we can do. So for better understanding, let us insert some data. Insert into source.dept values. So I'll say 10 again, 10. So I will say HR Texas. So one row created. I'll just say commit. So now I have 6 rows and department number 10 is existing 2 times. Let me just try to refresh this. I need to give connections to lookup because I have deleted and recreated. So because I have deleted and recreated, I'm just giving the connections again. So let me run it. So you see the difference? No. Let's open the parts. Oh, it's like department number is not passing properly. See, it is not passing properly. So it didn't find any match up. So now I have connected it properly. Let me just refresh it and start. See, 14 records has written 17 records. Let us see the output. See here, department number 10, every time it has found match twice. So 10 HR, 10 accounting. Again 10 HR, 10 accounting. See this? 10 HR, 10 accounting. You are able to see my pointer, right? The cursor?
Yeah.
Yes. So 10 HR, 10 accounting. Again 10 HR, 10 accounting. So every record came in, it has what? 2 matches every time. Right? So this way, lookup transformation can be used as active transformation. Yeah?
Yeah.
Any questions on lookup transformation?
Yes, I'm
Any questions for anyone on lookup transformation? So till now we have seen is lookup transformation. So please practice on this lookup transformation. So there are many other things that we have to understand on this. So till now we have seen is, so we know that lookup creates a cache, right? So lookup, there are types of caches that lookup creates. There are different types of caches which we should understand. So right now it has used the default cache by name static cache. So there are other two important caches which also should be discussed. So other two are dynamic cache and persistent cache, which we will try to understand in the later classes. But if we can just practice this, we'll go ahead about lookup transformation in the other classes, right? So now we'll discuss about other transformation by name normalizer transformation, right?
Rao, I just read one of the websites says update transformation should be used with a lookup transformation. Is that so?
No, actually, update transformation should, see, it's not mandatory that you should use with the lookup transformation, but that website might be, they might have given it in a different different way. Why update strategy always needs a lookup transformation? How do you update the data? So in the real time, how do you make sure I need to update this record? Right?
There are changes only you will update.
Yes. So when the information is already available and you are getting the update for the record which is already available, then you update it. Otherwise, you don't update it, right? It should be an insert. So how do you make sure that the information is already available? Use a lookup transformation on the target table which you are loading. Read the data available in the target table, verify that data with the source information. So you will come to know that whether the information is available or not. Yes, if the information is available, use an update strategy and update it. No information is not available, it directly insert it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they might have written in that prospect.
Okay. So to validate whether the values matches with the target or not, is it going like vice versa, like for the lookup transformation, the values are coming from target?
See, lookup transformation is just a transformation which will look up on any table.
Any table, okay.
Any table, you can look up and bring the values and match the values. So lookup transformation will give a valid information when there is a match, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when there is no match, what does it give?
No.
So null value, right?
Yes.
So by this you can understand if lookup is giving a null value, which means this information is not available. So if lookup is giving a valid value, then take that information and match with the source value and see whether there are updates. If yes, there are updates, then update the record. No, there are no updates, it's similar, drop the record. So use a option, reject option there. In update strategy you have a reject option, right? Mm-hmm. So use a reject option or use a filter transformation to drop those records. Anything should be fine. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So any other questions on lookup transformation? So one more thing. So I'm just coming up with this kind of PPTs. So just give me your inputs whether these PPTs are understandable and whether this helps for us in the class, or do we need to do any changes for this PPT so that we can understand it better?
No, this is good.
I think it's good.
Okay, thank you.
Can you share the PPT?
It's not yet completely done, it's messy. I need to finish it before.
Okay.
I'll just share you, but let me just finish it before.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll move on to next transformation. So next transformation is normalizer transformation. So this is not very important transformation, but it's better to understand this. Normalizer transformation is an active and connected transformation. Normalizer transformation is an active and connected transformation. Normalizer transformation is used to read the COBOL files, or you can say VSAM sources, and also it is used to do the data pivoting. It is used to read the COBOL sources, and also it is used to do the data pivoting. So we know what is COBOL source and what is this data pivoting. Data pivoting means converting the source columns into target rows. Converting source columns into target rows. So let me just show you a small example. So what I'll do is I'll try to create a flat file. So last class we have understood how to read from the flat file, right? So I'll try to create a source flat file with source columns, and let's convert it to columns. Let's convert the columns into rows by loading to the target. Right? So let me create it. So I have account number. So it's a comma delimited flat file. I have account name, and I have account type, and I have Q1, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. So account number I will say 1001, name, type savings. So quarter 1 200, quarter 2 I will say 400, quarter 3 500, and quarter 4 is 800. I see surplus savings 900, 600, 200. Account number is 1000, right? So this way I have some data. So I have account name, account number, account type, followed by the consecutive savings for a particular quarter, right? So I'm going to convert these columns, I'm going to convert these columns into rows, right? So let us see how can we do it. So before doing it, so we need to have the structure of that particular source, right? So what we'll do, we'll try to import it from the flat file. So we'll go to the place, server, we'll touch here. Source files, go to all files. This is the file we want to import. So we know first column is a header, and we know it's a delimited file, and it's comma. Okay, next. So it has taken the values from the header, account number, account name, everything it has taken from the header. Say finish. So now we have the structure, right? We have the structure. Let's create a target structure as well so that we can load the data into the target. So I'm just going to just copy this. What I will do is I'll tell this as a quarter and say it as amount. So save it. Then so before doing that, so we have discussed about two things, right? It can read the COBOL sources and it can do the data filter. So first see how it can read the COBOL sources. So we don't have a COBOL source. So let me just create a dummy COBOL source file here and see how it comes. So I'll just say create. So visa means COBOL source, right? I'll say COBOL src. So it has created. I'll just create some dummy columns in it. And say okay. Save. So when I drag this COBOL source which I have created into the mapping, so it is coming by default, it is coming with a transformation by name normalizer. So generally when we drag any database table or when you drag any flat file, it's going to come with a source qualifier, right? But when you drag a vsam source, it will come with a normalizer, right? So this way we can support saying normalizer can be used to read the vsam sources. And next example is data pivoting, right? Let's try to understand it. So I'm bringing the source into the mapping. So this is a normalizer transformation. I'll try to bring it into the mapping. So drag all the columns to the normalizer. See what it is saying? It cannot copy any columns. So normalizer transformation, you cannot copy the columns, you should be creating it manually. So go to, not the ports field, go to normalizer tab in the normalizer transformation, create the columns like this. So I have account number, account name and account type, quarter and amount, right? But this quarter is there, right? It has 4 occurrences. See, this quarter is having 4, so not a quarter. Sorry. This amount field. So these are all amount fields, right? These are all having money fields. This amount field is having 4 occurrences, right? So say OK. So when you say OK in normalizer, you can see 2 groups. One is input group which will take the input, other is output group which will give the output. So you can directly correct it like this. So account number, account name, account type and 4 amount fields to 4 columns. 4 amount fields to 4 columns. So normalizer, right? So this is a text one. So I'll try to put that screen. Say OK. So now I'm going to take the target. So connecting account number to account number, name to the name, type to the type. So this is the one we are going to convert. So these columns, right, we have discussed. So these are the columns which are having occurrences. So these 4 columns will be converted to rows actually. Right? So there is something called GK amount and GCID amount available in the normalizer transformation, which came by default, right? So there is an importance for this column. So as of now, I am just correcting GCID amount to this water, right? So 4 occurrences we have set for amount, 4 occurrences, and these columns are connected, and only one amount field is connected to the target. So let us see how does it work. I am going to create so you know of this, right? So source files. So norm.txt is the file name. So we will try to write in the same place. We will try to write in the same place and say nar output dot txt.
For flat files, should we always give the path? Always?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You should always give the path for the flat files. So start task. So when you use delimiter, right? So by default this double will come. Optional quotes, right? Double quotes will come for strings. I'm just removing it. So it looks awkward when you see it. So I'm just running it again. So it has created this output. See here. So out of 2 records, 8 records were created. So which means for 4 occurrences, each record has 4 occurrences. So it has created 4 records out of 1 record. So out of 2 records, it has created 8 records. Let's see. See here. So Chucky had 4 quarters. So each quarter. So first quarter 200, second quarter 400, third quarter 500, fourth quarter it is 800. So this GC amount field is there, right? It will just print the occurrences for each record. So 4 occurrences, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So other record again 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will just print the occurrences. This GCID amount will print the occurrences. So this way we are converting the source column into target rows. The name of the transformation, it says normalizer, but it actually gives the denormalized output. So this is a denormalized output, right? Right?
Yes, that's right.
So this is correct. So this is normalizer transformation, and this GK amount field is there, right? If we just connect GK amount instead of GCID amount. So let us see how it begins. See this printing number. So last time it has printed 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you connect GKID instead of GCID, it's going to give the running numbers. So it's not going to give the occurrences for each record, but it gives the running number. So it has given 1 to 8. Right?
Is
So
there
this
any
way,
Is there any expansion for GKID or?
no expansion. But I don't know actually what is the meaning of it. Maybe if you want, I'll try to Google it.
Okay.
So this is about normalizer transformation.
Yeah.
So any questions on normalizer transformation?
We'll just give mine a 2% milk when you're cereal.
No.
Akila and Chandrika, do you have any questions on normalizer transformation?
This transformation is not frequently used, right? That's what.
I have never used it in my experience,
Okay.
but only once I have got a chance to read the BSAM source. So it's really tough with this transformation. You know, I had around 500 columns with 10 occurrences each.
Oh.
So you need to create 500 columns, and every column will have 10 occurrences. So you have to connect it manually. It's not that easy. Okay.
Okay.
So other than that, I never worked on this transformation. But it's better to understand. Maybe you can get a couple of questions in YouTube.
Okay.
Right? So any other questions?
Sure, doctor.
Alright. So please practice these two transformations today. Normalizer is not very important. If you just practice for a couple of times, it should be fine. But lookup transformation is very, very, very important. Please try to practice more on it and come back with questions in the next class. So next class, can we schedule it today evening your time?
Not
So-
really. I,
Maybe tomorrow evening, because
Okay.
I mean I don't know what Akila, Chandrika, what do you guys think?
I'm fine actually. Both. I mean, I'm good. I don't have any other plans, so
tomorrow evening should be fine for me.
yeah.
So tomorrow evening is fine with you, right?
Sunday evening, yeah. For you it's
Okay. So which is Monday my time in the morning. So can I fix it by 7:30 a.m. my time, which is 7 p.m. Kevin's time,
Yes.
and
yeah, my
9:30
Yeah, that
Kevin's
works.
time.
Yeah, that works so that we can be early to early on Monday.
Right. Alright, so I'll schedule a class 7:30 a.m. Monday my time.
Okay.
Right? So everybody please practice on these transformations. So if anybody has any question, please send out a mail.
Okay, one request, Mr. Rao.
Yes.
Is it anyway possible for you to record the class for further
I
reference?
guess you should be able to record it and go to meeting itself. Or there are some tools which are available in the market. You can just simply download it from Google. There is something called Electra screen recording.
So we can do it by ourselves?
Yes, so there are some screen recording tools available. I guess
Uh, You can do it using WebEx recorder also, Chandrika.
I guess Kevin is recording.
Are you Kevin?
Yes.
Oh, if you don't mind, can you share it with me?
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah, yes, Kevin. Can you please share the recordings
Okay.
with me too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just put it on YouTube, and then just already put I already put a couple of them on there, so I'll let you guys have it.
If you can
But
share the link.
Kevin,
Okay.
please don't make it available for all. Maybe you three can share it across.
Yes, I have it.
Don't make it public, that's what
I have it as private, so
Okay.
it's only private, so I can just give it to
Go pee-pee.
just the two of you.
Go pee.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin.
Go pee-pee.
No problem.
Kevin, please share me as well.
Just take a minute.
Let me just see how it came.
Wanna go eat? Go pee-pee on the big rock right here. You're gonna go eat.
Trika, you wanted me to stay with you?
So, no. Just share me those details with me as well.
Okay, all right.
Let me just see how it came.
Okay, all right. The only problem is that some of them I have feedback So I probably will have to fix that. But apart from that, it should be fine.
Okay. So we'll meet on Monday my time, 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Please practice. So any questions, please send out a mail.
Yeah, I'll check you. I might give you a call tomorrow whenever is comfortable for you. If I'm not able to install it tonight.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
And Rao, I have one more, this one. Whenever I connect to this Informatica, I have to run through that administration tool, like on the control panel. Yeah, every time I have to start that.
Oh, yes, yes. You need to start the services.
Yeah.
See, generally, most of the cases it doesn't start by itself, even though it's automated. So it doesn't start. So it's better you go there and start the services.
Start
Wait
every
for
time.
2 minutes and then you can, you can start practicing.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, bye-bye.